But moving on, we are going to touch upon the Lakers, and you're probably like, why are you guys wearing headphones? We got Jake on the phone. Jake sticking around after the Clipper conversation. He's going to be talking about the Lakers with us. If you didn't join us with the Clipper conversation, Lakers lost to the Clippers on Thursday night, 108-92, and the big story is that nobody knew who Patrick Beverley was before this game. Jake, did you know who Patrick Beverley was before this game?
No, not at all.
Did he play basketball? Or baseball?
Look, hey,
I think he was playing in China last year or something.
Oh, yeah, might have been China.
LeVar Ball saying that nobody knows who Pat Bev was. But if you actually watch basketball, LeVar Ball, he's pretty well known. But we're going to jump in and at least talk about the guy who Pat Bev was manhandling. I think his name's Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball absolutely shut out pretty much in his game, in his debut. 3 points. He had 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and had 2 turnovers, and a block and a steal too. But overall, Lonzo wasn't effective, and I think at least Pat Bev kind of introduced something to Lonzo Ball, which was trash talking and physical play. Because we saw, at least in the NCAA tournament, De'Aaron Fox was able to use his speed and beat Lonzo. But Jake, seeing the physical play, how long do you think that it will take Lonzo Ball to adjust kind of to the physicality of the NBA play? Because he really hasn't seen that, because college they weren't as physical.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't judge it too hard off of one game because, I mean, Patrick Beverley is one of the best defenders, I think, in the game. Mm-hmm. But I think it'll probably take him, I mean, I don't know how long. Trying to think. I don't know.
Do you think it's going to take a whole? Right? Yeah, they're playing the Suns, so I mean that's kind of a.
He should be on the same level.
Yeah,
he's pretty much the same age as the entire Suns roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They got a field trip advisor. Their mom signed off on.
I mean, it usually takes rookies a good amount of time to get used to the NBA play style. I just think with all the hype that was built up with them, people expected way too much. So I think you guys touched on that a while ago, but I mean, I don't think he'll be. I never really was on the Lonzo hype train. I never thought he'd be like Jason Kidd. I think he'll be a good NBA point guard, but I mean.
Do you think we're going to see like the All-Star break turnaround? Kind of usually the last couple of months of the year we see like what the rookie really can do. Do you think it's going to take him that long or maybe even longer to build up? Because it seems like it's almost a body size issue with him, how
he's skinny.
Muscled he is, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's still bigger than Brandon Ingram, but he's still skinny.
Well put.
At least.
I mean.
Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
All right. I think he'll get used to it eventually. I mean, I think it's the same. I was watching Markelle Fultz earlier today, and I think it's the same thing. Markelle Fultz has been blocked like into the crowd like 4 different times already. I think it happens with every rookie. I think people are just overreacting because it's Lonzo.
So you're saying that Lonzo Ball isn't a top 10 point guard, which is crazy to say that a rookie coming in already isn't a top point guard. Thanks, Ricky.
Yeah, he had him ranked higher than the #1 overall pick, but it's all right.
But Dave, going to kind of what off Jake said, and with expectations, because saying that they were set too high, I mean that's pretty fair. I mean Lonzo coming in was kind of put as the savior of the Lakers. What do you think the expectations for Lonzo Ball should be, at least for him right now, Dave?
For this year, I think for the early couple months, it is going to be pretty conservative. I think if you can get like 10-4-4 probably is probably the average what you expect. I mean, he'll have nights where he pops off, obviously, but I think conservatively 10-4-4 means you're getting involved, you're at least hitting a couple shots, you're getting everybody else involved. He's very active around the basket, which is good. He's very helpful when it comes to rebounding. Honestly, for me, the biggest thing I saw was when he got bodied by Beverley. It was just straight up size and muscle, and he wasn't expecting it. Like there was a sense of like if he was paying attention, I don't think he would have had that problem, but. I think that it's going to take a whole offseason, basically, or a whole season of him building up physically. And I think I do expect to see like that little twist at the end of the year, like when he starts to look legit. I think by like February, little end of February start, we'll start to see some really nice games out of him consistently. But I think the expectations are really high for him, and it's his dad putting the pressure on him as well as all the media, everybody in the league.
It's the second largest media market in the
and he
US.
Got handed the keys to the Lakers day one. So
And Jake, kind of going off Dave. I mean, he threw out a stat line there of 10-4-4. Do you think it should be based off a stat line, or do you think it should just be more how he looks out on the court and how he adjusts to the game?
I mean, the stat line's pretty fair. I think scoring is the big thing with him because we know he can pass, we know he can rebound. I mean, the passing's all dependent on his teammates. That's a whole different issue, but I don't the whole thing with him is he doesn't have a very quick first step, and he's not going to body you back to the basket. Like I don't know, and his jump shot's I don't even know how to describe it.
It's wonky.
Yeah, it's wonky, and I just don't see a huge. He's going to have to focus on one of them and just improve point by point, like year by year. Like he's not going to be I don't think he'll ever be a 20-point-a-game scorer. But if you could ever, I don't think he will be. But if you could get 10 out of him out of his rookie year, I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think 10's. I think if he's going to really shine in any statistical category, it's going to be rebounds, as he's shown, at least in his debut. Because I mean, he isn't a big guy, but he is at least quick going to the basket. He's got long arms, and he can at least tack the ball and bringing up the court. He's got great court vision. But I agree with you. I think that the wonky shot definitely needs to be fixed, and that was the biggest thing and the biggest reason why I didn't like him coming out of college that much. But we see the natural playmaker, we see the natural leader, we see the natural scorer out there. But one thing that really did worry me was at least the physicality, because I agree with you, Jake, that it's something that guys do develop and kind of get used to, at least the more they play out there. But I just feel like when they body him like that and with the size that he is, I feel like they can get into his head. And he really didn't have an answer for any of the trash talking Bev was throwing out there. He didn't have any answer for him on the court as well. I just feel like he can get at least in his head early because he is so young. I think it's going to be something that hurts him a little bit. I think he's going to be able to get over it for sure because Luke Walton's going to be able to help him progress. Brooke Lopez is going to be able to help him progress. We saw Brooke Lopez come to at least the defensive him, throwing a huge block at, or at least huge pick, also a block at Pat Bev. But I think it's going to be something that takes a while for him to adjust to. But at least going off Lonzo because, again, it's one game. We can't judge him off one game. He's probably going to look pretty decent against the Suns tonight as well. But moving forward from Lonzo, going to a second-year player in Brandon Ingram, a guy that we have higher expectations for, a guy that we thought is probably middle of the pack to lower 20s starting small forward, but even then a fairly highly ranked small forward, had a pretty rough night shooting, to put it lightly. 3 of 15 from the field. What are your thoughts on Brandon Ingram? Because I know Dave's a big fan of Brandon Ingram. What are your thoughts on Ingram, kind of to set the scene?
I saw it was a picture and it said, it's like you're playing 2K, and instead of increasing your attributes, you spend all your VC on tattoos. Like Brandon Ingram. I mean, I think he's going to be a good player. Again, he can't shoot right now. I don't understand. Like he could shoot in college. Mm-hmm. He could even shoot a little bit. It might have just been an off game. That's what I'm thinking. But he should be a good player. I mean, he's a freak in nature. His body just needs to He just needs to eat some burgers.
Yeah, fine. I mean, he's 190, same as Lonzo right now.
Jeez, he's the same weight as Lonzo. Yeah. Oh, my God.
6'9" to 6'6".
Yeah, I mean, I love Ingram. Offensively, I don't know if he'll ever be your one. I think that's the concern. I think he's going to grow into a good two-way player. I think just natural size is on his side. And like you said, it's as soon as you start building up some muscle. And you got to remember, like, these kids are still, like, 20. I think he's, 20? Mm-hmm. Maybe turning 21 this year?
He's 20, turned 20 in September.
Oh, that's right. He just had the birthday. Yeah. So he's still got time. It's just, I think, very hard for a young player with his size to learn how to use it. And, like, I think we were talking about this a little in the preseason. Like, his shot had changed multiple times last year. He never hit a consistent stroke with it. So I think, again, finding his shot, building a little confidence in that's going to go a long way. But honestly, they've got a great young pairing. It's just, it's so early on for them. I don't know what to expect out of him other than a pretty decent defender right now. But he's not a reliable scorer. He's not someone I'm going to dish the rock to. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my problem right now with this Lakers team is I see Lonzo trying to get assists, but, like, who's going to put it in other than Brooke?
Well, and Jake, I want to go to you on this because we talk about Lonzo kind of struggling with his shot, struggling with his size and not really being a reliable scorer early. Dave bringing up the fact that Brandon Ingram probably this year is not going to be a reliable scorer. Who do you think is going to do the majority of the scoring for the Lakers? Is it going to be Brooke Lopez? Do you think that maybe off the bench Randall's going to be doing something? Kyle Kuzma was really great in the preseason. Who do you think is going to end up being their scorer on this team that Lonzo and Ingram kind of play off of?
I think it has to be Brooke Lopez. I'm not a believer in Julius Randle. I think he might not even be there if Kyle Kuzma plays good enough. Because I think Randle's a free agent after this year, isn't he?
I don't possibly.
I think he's restricted. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think if they have Nance and Kuzma and they're supposedly going to sign LeBron and Paul George, that's what everybody keeps saying.
Ricky's on the board.
I don't think it's going to happen either. Not when he looked at that team that played yesterday.
All right, so you're thinking Kuzma potentially off the bench is going to earn his spot and bump Randle out? I like it.
Yeah, I don't like Julius Randle either. He's just one-dimensional.
He's booty.
But,
it's okay.
Yeah. I think Larry Nance is more than capable of being right now a starting power forward because they're not a playoff team.
No.
I don't think they'll be they're not even close to a playoff team.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I think, Brook Lopez has to be the only scorer. I don't think Ingram's going to be, he might put up like 12 a game. Mm-hmm. And then Ball, if you get 10 out of him, it's fantastic. And, I think Lopez could be the 20-a-game guy, but even then, I don't think they even have a top 15, top 20 offense at that point.
Well, and one thing I want to kind of go into is the rotation, because you brought it up a little bit. Larry Nance was a starter last night. Luol Deng was a starter last night. Ingram was a starter. Lopez was a starter, and Ball was a starter. I think the three guys that are going to maintain startership position, at least is going to be Ball, Ingram, and Lopez. I don't think they're going to move those guys out of the starting lineup. Like maybe you'll see a minutes decrease, if anything, because Ingram played 31 minutes. I don't think that's going to be a for sure thing. I think he might average around 31, but I think he's probably going to fluctuate up and down just like how players do. But those three guys for sure in the starting lineup. So Brooks going to play your center. Lonzo's going to play your point guard, and then Ingram can float between the 2 and the 3. So looking at this, Jake, are you for sure set on Nance being in that starting lineup? And then if you have Nance in that starting lineup, who else do you think it's going to be in there? Do you think it's going to be Kuzma? Do you think it's going to be Randall? Do you think Deng's going to get some starts? Or do you think even Jordan Clarkson can make his way back in?
Well, I think tonight it was Ball, Ingram, Lopez, Nance, and Brewer. Mm-hmm. And Deng hasn't even played in the game in the first half. So, I mean, I think that's a decent one. I think I like Kyle Kuzma a lot. I think that he might actually crack the starting lineup by the end of the year. I think he could be better than Larry Nance, but I don't think Julius Randle will be a starter for this team. I don't think Jordan Clarkson's better off the bench, I think, and obviously they're not going to start over Lonzo.
Yeah, so, I like where you're going with this. I definitely like where you're going. I think that I agree with you like 100%. The question for me is like that Nance Kuzma, because I'm already in on the Kuzma hype train as well. The dude's legit. He's a great shooter. I think the thing is, do you want to abuse like the shooting matchup, when Ball's on the bench and you have Clarkson running point, really, having somebody like Kuzma out there who isn't afraid to take shots and is a very good shooter. I think that advantage in the second unit is very nice. And Nance is a great complementary player as a role player in that starting unit. No, he's not going to give you, a crazy stat line, but he's going to do the little things that matter. He reminds me of, like, what's going to be their Taj Gibson. Like, I'm a Bulls fan, so I reference the Bulls a lot. Sorry if it's not exact, but, like, he reminds me of that kind of a player. He's going to be the glue guy. He's going to be the energy guy. And I just see that, like, he's a perfect fit for, like, that starting 3. I think that the fourth or the final spot's kind of open, though. It could be Randall. No, you don't want Randall and Nance.
No, it's not going to be Randall.
No.
It's not going to be Randall.
So, all right.
I think they need to find a small forward, basically.
So pretty much this whole segment's turned into Julius Randle bashing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ultimately, though, I think the starting lineup at least is going to be Lonzo Ball. I agree with you guys.
KCP,
Lopez,
I forgot.
Oh, KCP is
injured.
Yeah.
When he's able to play.
So KCP is probably going to be thrown in there sometimes. But even then, I don't think
he'll be the 2.
I don't know if he's going to be completely consistent in that lineup, to be honest with you, because I think that he doesn't bring too much offense. I feel like this team is going to try to pair as many offensive players with Lonzo. I feel I feel like he's going to play in there for sure.
If that's the case, then you drop Kuzma at the 3.
Kuzma should start because I think to make Lonzo the most effective, you need to surround him with as many shooters as you can.
I agree.
I think Kuzma's a way better fit than Nance.
I think what we're going to see is I think Nance is there for a reason. I think Nance is a guy that can be efficient offensively. I think we saw it in the first game. But I think you're going to see a lineup of Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma, Nance, and then you're going to see Lopez.
I like that.
I think you're going to see a lot.
It's a huge lineup.
It is a huge lineup. Yeah. But even then, you have a lot of speed there because Larry Nance is a very athletic, big guy. Ingram, super athletic. Lonzo, super athletic. Brook Lopez, light on his feet. Like I said, he's jelly out there. But he does bring a lot to a team. And Brook Lopez is a great player and has been a great player for a while. He's just not physical. I mean, he's similar to LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah. LaMarcus Aldridge isn't a defensive stalwart anymore. He's a guy that's kind of floppy out there. They just get floppy as they're older. But I think that Laker fans, that you should temper your expectations for Lonzo, for Ingram, for a little bit. But I think you're ultimately going to get there. What's your kind of timeline for the Lakers if they stick to the young players, Jake? Because obviously they can go with Paul George and LeBron James, but say that doesn't happen, they go with this core. What do you think is a decent timeline for them to make the playoffs, or at least get to like around 40 wins? Think it's 2 years?
It's at least 2 years. It depends what happens with the other teams in the West too. I mean, so many things can change, but I would say at least 2 years until they even can consider making the playoffs.
Dave?
Yeah, without the addition of a major free agent, I'm probably 2 to 3 years. It depends a lot on the development. Like, for me, my question is going back to, like, Ingram and Ball. Who do you think is going to have the better year this year? And I'm honestly on the fence on that. Like, I don't. Yeah, I'm honestly on the fence because I don't know. Like, Ingram had such a underwhelming first year.
Yeah.
Inconsistent as all get out. Like, and Ball has the potential to lead an offense, and they gave him the keys off the bat. So it's like they both have a chance, but I don't know. Between the two of those, I don't know if who's going to take over for this year.
Jake, who do you think is going to take over, Ingram or Ball? At least with those
who's
two
got
players.
the better year?
Can I say neither?
No, you got to pick one. It's a fast break podcast.
Ingram over Ball. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna stick with Ingram too. I don't think it's close because I think Lonzo Ball's gonna have games, and by games I think maybe 10 games where he's gonna look great.
Yeah.
And like a number 2 overall pick, but I think there's gonna be a lot of games where he looks mediocre. I think there's gonna be a lot of games like last night where he just looks lost out there because guys are going to body him up. He's gonna see Pat Bev again, and Pat Bev's gonna get in his head again. He's gonna see guys out there that can get in his head. If he ever plays Marcus Smart's going to bully him up. And we all know this. If he goes up against Delly's going to bully him up. Brogdon's going to do the same thing to him. These guys who can play defense and can talk trash and can at least surround him with size and also speed. I mean, even speedy defenders, say like a Chris Paul, going to eat Lonzo up. So I feel like when he goes up against these very weaker teams, he's going to get eaten up.
He can thrive against the teams like Phoenix, though, and have some good games, what you're saying.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, of course.
If you go up against
and he might even go up against a decent team and have a nice night.
Yeah.
He might go up against the T-Wolves and have a decent night. It depends on, what's really around him. But I think that ultimately Lonzo is going to struggle this year where Ingram can find some shots. And even when Lonzo has a good game, that's going to help Ingram because Ingram is going to be finding open shots and open lanes. I think ultimately Ingram's going to have a better year. Any final thoughts, Jake, for you on the Lakers that you want to throw out there?
No, I mean, that's basically wraps it up. Yeah, I don't even know. They're probably maybe a 30-win team this year.
Really?
That's
probably
high.
That's a stretch. I said that's a stretch. I was saying that's a stretch.
All right.
Maybe 30 wins.
Ricky said some more scandalous things on here, so I'm not worried.
We're not even going to bust you.
Yeah, Giants win the Super Bowl.
Taking shots.
Dave, any final thoughts on the Lakers?
No. I'm excited to watch them play. Like this is all about young development, and that's what they've got the chance to do. I just hope that they can package off like Randall and Deng to get that contract off the books to see what they can do during this offseason.
Yeah. Well, Jake, we want to thank you for joining us. We will have you on next month, and it's going to be absolutely fun if it's going to be the same way as this. We want to give a big shout out to Jake for hitting us up on Patreon. If you want to do that, head up. Patreon.com/MostValuablePodcast. You could be just like Jake, but Jake's number one.
I was say,
Jake's our
you
boy.
can't replace Jake.
Yeah, Jake, thank you so much, bud.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.